Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Shatin Racecourse here on Sunday. It is December the 10th, 2017. I'm going to look at all the group races from Shatin, the stakes races, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5 for more selections for race courses around the world. It's an excellent card of racing from Shatin in Hong Kong. I'm going to look at all the group races, races 4, 5, 7, and 8. 4, 5, 7, and 8. Let's get on to today's fourth race from Shatin. The fourth race, it is the Longines Hong Kong Vase. It's Group 1 race here, going for an estimated purse of about $2.3 million. That's in the American currency, so don't get confused. We have a very nice field here of 12 horses, a dozen horses going the 2,400 meter trip or 1 mile and 1/2 on the turf course. My top pick in this race, I like the number 3 horse Tiberian. I'm going to go 3-11-1 in the tricast or the trifecta. 3-11-1 tricast trifecta. Top pick number 3, Tiberian. Olivier Pellier is on this 5-year-old horse. Most recently, his horse had to start in Australia at Flemington on the 7th of November in the Group 1 Melbourne Cup. That day, this horse finished 7th that day by almost 10 lengths. Staying the 2 miles of the third 200 meter trip just wasn't to his liking. He just didn't get a good closing kick. Throw that race out. His races in France, where this horse is based, have been very nicely run. Most recent start in France came on the 27th of August at Deauville in the Group 2 Grand Prix de Deauville. 2,500 meters, or just over a mile and a half distance, like we see today. This horse won by a neck, had a great turn of foot at the end, and had an all-around great race. Before that, again in France, in the Prix de Rue at Deauville, 2,500 meters on good turf. Again, this horse won by a head. Again, closed up well. An all-around great victory for this horse. And then before that, July the 2nd, in the Grand Prix de Saint-Cloud at Saint-Cloud, 2,400 meters with a mile and a half. This horse, again, he finished 7th by 33 lengths behind the Zarak, who just ran a very nice race. This horse just really couldn't quicken up with the rest of them. It just wasn't his day to win. The ground, maybe wasn't to his liking. It had a little bit of moisture in it, but I think hopefully with a drier ground, today breaking a little bit wide post strip, but I think this horse could overcome it. So watch out for this one. Also gets the veteran rider of Olivier Pellier up today. So watch out for this one to upset. So to recap my bets for today's fourth race from Shatin, it's the Group 1 Longines Hong Kong Vase. Gonna go with the number 3 horse here, Tiberian. I'm gonna go 3-11-1 in the tricast or the trifecta. So now let's get on to race number 5 from Shatin here on this Sunday afternoon, or here in America, the very late Saturday night or early Sunday morning. But the 5th race from Shatin, it is the Longines Hong Kong Sprint. It's Group 1 race here, going for an estimated purse of $2.3 million. We have a field of 13 horses tackling the distance of ground here of 1,200 meters or 6 furlongs on the Shatin turf course. Top pick in this race, this is a very wide open race. I'm going to go to the number 12 horse, Let's Go Donkey. I'm going to go 12-9-7 in the tricast or the trifecta. 12-9-7 tricast trifecta. Top pick number 12, Let's Go Donkey. Breaking from barrier number 7. Gets the rider from Japan, Iwata, up on this 5-year-old mare. Most recently, this horse had to start in Japan the 28th of October at Kyoto. Very yielding ground, 1,400 meters or 7 furlongs in the Group 2 Swan Stakes. This horse finished 3rd that day, and just sat back early that day, closed up a tiny bit at the end, but it wasn't enough to win. I think with a little bit of a faster pace here today, cutting back in distance, I think this horse could run a lot better, because you're going to see a very good speed in front of this horse, probably coming from the 11 horse Stormy Liberal, who I do not like here at all. I'll be shocked if he gets even in the first 4. But the start before for Let's Go Donkey came at on the 1st of October in Japan at Nagayama in the Group 1 Sprinter Stakes, going 1,200 meters. This horse, again, he finished 2nd by a neck. Again, was closing up well at the end. Just missed, but it wasn't a half bad runoff. A pretty long layoff. His start before it came the 14th of May at Tokyo. 1 mile in the Group 1 Victoria Mile. That day he finished 11th that day. Was just way out of it. It just wasn't his day to win. And then before that, in Japan, in the Group 1 Takamatsu Kien Stakes, I'm saying it wrong, but pardon that, at Shokoi, 1200 meters. That day, this horse finished second by just under a length and a half. Again, horse sat way out of it early, but was closing up well at the end. It wasn't a half bad run. Like I said, with a good strong pace in front of this horse here today, I think this horse can get a good closing kick to run with. So watch out for this horse running at the end. So to recap my bets for today's fifth race from Shatin, it is the Group 1 Longines Hang Hang Sprint. Gonna go with the number 12 horse here. Number 12, who is Let's Go Donkey. Gonna go 12.97 in the TriCast or the trifecta. Basically my top three. So now let's get on to race number 7. We're gonna skip over race number 6 and head on to race number 7 from Shatin. If we can ever get my iPad to load. Technology, isn't it great? The 7th race from Shatin. It is the Longines Hang Hang Mile. It's Group 1 race here, going for an estimated purse of just under $3 million. We have a field of 14 horses going the 1600-meter trip, or about 1 mile on the Shatin lawn or turf course. My top pick in this race, I like the number 9 horse, Karar. I'm going to go 9.14.3 in the TriCast or the trifecta. 9.14.3 TriCast trifecta. Top pick number 9, Karar. 5-year-old Bay Gelding here by Invisible Spirits. Pierre-Charles Boudot is on this French-based horse owned by Al Shakab. But most recently, horse had to start here in America on the West Coast at Del Mar in the Grade 1 British Cup Mile at Del Mar, and the 4th of November. This horse finished 7th by 2 lengths that day, and I fancied this horse a lot in that race. I fancied quite a few of the French horses in that race. This horse, from a wide poster from the 13 stall, basically the parking lot, was way out of it early, but was closing up well at the end. A little traffic trouble, but where this horse got to at the end and all finish wasn't a half bad run. Before that, in the Prix de la Forêt at Chantilly, 1,400 meters on the 1st of October. That day, this horse finished 3rd. Again, it was an all-out finish. This horse just couldn't get his head in front. And then before that, in the Prix du Pin at Chantilly, 1,400 meters on the 3rd of September, horse won by a length and a half. He quickened up nicely, had a very nice victory. This horse will be closing from the clouds, basically. If this horse has only won once this year, but he's run some very tough races against group quality horses in France. This horse actually came to America once before the last time out. Came to America in 2016 for the British Cup Turf Sprint at Santa Anita, 6.5 furlongs down the hillside turf course. This horse finished 14th, beat nobody home. I think that was the wrong race for this horse. The hillside turf course at Santa Anita is very tricky, and this horse just couldn't handle it. But I think, again, the mile today here in Hong Kong, hopefully drier ground, good post draw, good pace in front of him. I think this horse should run a big one. Watch out for this horse closing at the end. So to recap my bets for today's 7th race from Shatin, it's the Group 1 Hong Kong Mile. Gonna go with the number 9 horse here, Karar. I'm gonna go 9.14.3 in the TriCast or the trifecta. So now let's get on to race number 8 from Shatin in Hong Kong. The 8th race, it is the Longines Hong Kong Cup. It's Group 1 race here, going for an estimated purse of $3.2 million. We have a field of 12 horses going the 2,000-meter trip, or 1 mile and 1/4 on the Hong Kong Shatin turf course. My top pick in this race, I like the number 2 horse, Neuralism. I'm going to go 2-1-10 in the TriCast or the trifecta. 2-1-10 TriCast trifecta. Top pick number 2, Neuralism. Jean Moreira gets the leg up on this 6-year-old horse by Neo Universe. Most recently, this horse had a start in Japan at Tokyo Racecourse in the Group 1 Tien Show Autumn. 2,000 meters. This horse finished 13th that day by 23 lengths. Just didn't handle anything that day. The ground was very wet, so maybe the ground had something to do with it. It was just a very weird run. I watched the replay about 10 times. He just didn't show up. Before that, he ran quite well in the QE2 at at Shatin back in late April, mile a quarter. This horse actually won the QE2 very nicely by just under a neck that day. Pakistan Star who finished second, just ran quite a hell of a second place finish. But this horse, he's got to the front and then just took a very nice victory. And then before that, in Nakayama Kien at Nakayama, 1,800 meters in the end of January, or excuse me, end of February, horse won by just under a length that day. Again, sat a little bit closer, quick enough nicely, just had a very nice victory. João Moreira has ridden this horse quite a few, has ridden this horse in the past. Last time out, won with this horse in late April here at Shatin. Has run well, should get the good distance of 2,000 meters or a mile and a quarter. Watch out for this one at the end to run a big one. So to recap my bets for the 8th from Shatin, it's the Group 1 Hong Kong Cup. Gonna go with the number 2 horse Neuralism. Gonna go 2-1-10 in the TriCast or the trifecta. So good luck to all, and please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5.